I'm about to take myself on a 3-day, 2-night solo backpacking trip in an area I've never been to before. Am I excited? Yes. Am I nervous and anxious to explore a new to me area all by myself? Well, I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't. The thing about fears, though, is that they lose power when you face them. So here's to facing my fears. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Kathleen, a food-motivated hiker, solo backpacker, backpacking coach for women, and the Hungry Hiker here on YouTube. Over the last week, I've been on a road trip from Montana to Washington, spent a few days backpacking with a group of women from my online backpacking program for women, the Confident Solo Female Backpacker System, along Baker Lake, and spent a couple nights in Winthrop preparing for my upcoming adventure. So before I head home back to Montana, I'm heading back up into the mountains here in Washington State one more time to an area I've never been to before, and this time I'm going solo. The Golden Lakes Loop, as it's referred to on all trails, or the Sawtooth Lakes Loop, as it's referred to as on the Washington Trails Association website, is a 20-plus mile loop that starts from the Crater Creek Trailhead and is located just outside of Twist, Washington. Along the loop, I'll be camping at 2 alpine lakes located at over 7,000 feet, hike up and over 2 passes, get to see a few larch trees, and if I'm lucky enough to score nice weather while I'm out there, be treated to views of the nearby North Cascades. Over the next few days, I'm bringing you with me on my solo backpacking trip as we explore this new to me area together. I'll share with you my honest feelings about how it feels to be out on trail alone in an unfamiliar area, and we'll show you everything I ate on my 3-day, 2-night solo backpacking trip. If you're excited about this video, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new videos each week about hiking, backpacking, and tips on how you can plan your next outdoor adventure. Let's go hiking. Every good day starts with a good breakfast sandwich. And since this one was so good, I decided to pack out an extra sandwich to have for breakfast out on trail tomorrow. I just got here to the Trailhead. This place has actually been on my radar for the last few years. I had a friend who did this loop and really loved it. I've read a bunch of things about it. It is a shared use trail, which means there's bikes, motorcycles, and horses, and hiking. I just wanted to check out the area, check out the road to get here, the trailhead, the campsites. I decided to do this loop clockwise because there is one short part of the trail that is kind of sketchy. It's loose rock and scree, and I'd rather do that going up than going down. For my itinerary, today I'm going to be hiking a little over 8 miles and getting about 2,900 feet of elevation gain. Tomorrow I'm doing a little under 8 miles, 2,300 feet of elevation gain. That's the day that I'll be doing the passes, so 2 passes and that sketchy part of the trail. And then day 3 I head out and I do 6 miles, and it's pretty much all downhill from there. Am I nervous? Yeah, I'm always nervous when I go to an area that I've never been to before and I'm not familiar with. So there's like some of that anxiety. Also, too, the weather has not been perfect. I was wanting to start this trip yesterday, but according to the weather forecast, there was a bit of rain and some thunderstorms in the forecast, and it just wasn't looking great. Today, it's not 100% perfect. I'm looking up at the sky, and yeah, there are some clouds that I don't really love. I'm just going to check it out, and if I get out there and I'm like, I'm not feeling this, I can always turn back around, hike back to my car and sleep on my car and drive out in the morning. One fear I did have coming out here is that I would be the only person out here, and that doesn't look to be the case. There's a handful of cars in the parking lot. I mean, who knows where these people are at. It's nice to know that I'm not the only single human being up here. It's about 10:30. Let's go hiking. Just as I was putting my pack on, it started to lightly rain, so I've got my raincoat on. There's definitely some gray clouds there. This was in the forecast. Let's do this. Let's start this hike. according to the sign at the junction back there, said that I have 6 more miles to go, meaning I've hiked 2 miles in the last hour, just after noon. Still haven't seen another human being out here. So it'll be really interesting to see if anybody's camped at that lake tonight. I'm officially on the Sawtooth Lakes Loop. Some sunshine poking out of the clouds. That's awesome. I think I'm more than halfway to where I'm camping tonight, which is Cooney Lake. Just past the junction for Martin Lakes, which means I think I'm only 1 mile from Cooney Lake, which is where I'm going to be camping tonight. It was really funny at the junction. I saw a sign that said motorcycle parking, and it looks like there's a little area that people can park their motorcycles because they're not allowed on the trail down to Martin Lakes. It's so funny. It's just not a sign that I'm used to seeing out in the backcountry. So far, still haven't seen a single human. I'm really curious to know if there's anybody camping at Cooney Lakes tonight. I found the larches. Just got over 7,000 feet. I think I'm at 7,200 feet right now. And the larches appeared. And they're so beautiful. They're so green. But in a month and a half, they're gonna be a bright, beautiful yellow. And they're gonna be amazing. There's so many here. I think this might be home for tonight. Looks pretty good, looks pretty flat. Beautiful scenery surrounded by larches. I'll take it. I haven't seen a single human being at all today. I haven't seen any other tents. I'm guessing if those other cars in the parking lot were backpacking, they probably went the other way and they're at Upper Eagle Lake. I'm really solo, really solo. Every now and then the wind picks up, so I put my leggings on and my fleece because I am over 7,000 feet and it's considerably colder up here. And also too, like just from sweating all day, like I knew as soon as I stopped I'd get cold, and I was right. Lots of blue sky. I don't think there's going to be rain. There's a little bit of gray clouds right there, but that's all breaking up. That's what the forecast was calling for. It said tonight was supposed to be clear, and then tomorrow it's going to be clear, sunny, mid 70s, low 80s, so it's gonna get hot. Today was my big day. I did not stop for lunch, and that's partially because I started so late. I actually got on the trail hiking at 11 and got to camp a little after 4. I also didn't stop for any snacks. I drank water. I think I'm gonna skip lunch and just go straight for dinner. I've only had a breakfast sandwich today, and that was when I was in Winthrop. I was just really motivated to get here, partially because I'd never been here before and I just didn't know what to expect, and I wanted to have plenty of time to check out the area and find a good spot. I'm kind of hungry, but I think once I start eating, I'll be hungry. I'm really curious to see if anybody else shows up today. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to have Thai peanut curry by Pinnacle Foods. It's really good. I've had this before. Sea salted chocolate chip cookies from the Mazama Bakery. There's 3 of them in here. So I'm gonna try to restrain myself and leave at least 1 for tomorrow night. For an appetizer, since I didn't really eat today, I'm gonna have some of my leftover barbecue chips that are pretty squished, but they're still gonna be delicious. And a couple of these layered fruit bars just to snack on because they're really good. Gonna drink my electrolytes. Hurry up and eat this because I'm cold. The sun's going down. The breeze picks up every now and then, and the breeze is cold. So as soon as I finish eating, I'm gonna put my food away and get in my tent and warm up because it's pretty chilly. So good. I mean, who doesn't love peanut noodles with vegetables? All right, I'm having 1 cookie and I'm going to bed because it's cold out. Just wrapped up dinner, put my food bag away with all my smelly items, and now I'm gonna get in my tent for the night because the sun's over here, but it's going down. There's a bunch of cloud cover and the wind's picked up and it's really cold, and I just wanna get in my tent, get warm, look at the map, look at what's coming up for tomorrow, and get a good night's sleep. I'll see you in the morning. So I just checked the weather on my Garmin for my exact location, and it says it's 44 degrees right now, but it feels like 35. It's cold. I will be sleeping with my filter tonight. I just hope I stay warm overnight. Remember that extra breakfast sandwich I picked up in Winthrop yesterday? I had it for breakfast this morning and it was delicious. Way better than anything I could just add water to. Good morning from Cooney Lake. I had a really good night's sleep last night. I had a lot of sleep last night, actually. Didn't really go to sleep right away, but did lay down and get all bundled up in my quilt because it was really cold. It actually ended up not getting as cold as I thought it would. At least it didn't feel like it was that cold. I did have my leggings and my fleece on all night, but I was very comfortable. And the wind died down around midnight. When the wind died down, so did the noise. One of my fears when I'm backpacking by myself is when it's really, really, really quiet, because then I start listening for noises. And then I do the, what's that? What's that? But honestly, last night I didn't have any of that. I was a little nervous when it got really quiet out here, but I had no problem going to sleep. Today, I think I'm doing a little over 7 miles, 2,300 feet of elevation gain. Today is supposed to be the most beautiful part of this loop. So I'm going up 2 passes. Still haven't seen another human being out here. There was definitely no other tents set up here last night. Just finished my breakfast, packed up my pack. This section of the trail is what I was most excited for, besides all of these larches. Now I can't wait to see this next part of the trail, so let's go hiking. My campsite. Here's my campsite, right in there. Beautiful up here. So beautiful. I think I'm at 8,000 feet or around there. Not breezy at all, just a little teeny tiny breeze, just enough to feel awesome. And it's just so many mountain views. I think it's full circle that my first trip on this road trip was the group trip to Baker Lake to see Baker. And now I'm on my solo trip and I can see Mount Baker. It's so beautiful. The North Cascades, they're so beautiful. And I still can't believe I still haven't seen another human being. I will not be going up that. Staying to the trail. I am not a scrambler or a peak bagger. I'm a hiker and a backpacker, and I'm a-okay with that. I was way up there, and then now I'm here in this beautiful area. Just looked at my map, like I always do when I'm especially out here by myself. And that trail that I thought was going to be the meadow with the pass that I go up apparently is not the trail that I'm going to be hiking. That is definitely a pass that I saw, but it's Horse Thief Pass. What a funny name. I'm going the opposite direction. One of my favorite things I love to do when I'm out on trail, whether I'm hiking or backpacking, is I love just stopping, turning around, and seeing how far I've come. It's really motivating, and it's pretty awesome to see where you've come from, because sometimes it feels like it's impossible. You're like, there's no way I can do that. And then you do it, and you're like, oh, it wasn't so bad. Apparently, that descent that I just came down was Angel Staircase, which makes sense because there was a lot of switchbacks and it kind of felt like a staircase. No like legit stone steps, but you know, I went down so it didn't feel crazy or anything. Right above it here was Switchback Mountain and then Martin Peak on the other side that I saw from my campsite. Okay, that was a good stop. Had a couple snacks, drank some electrolytes, refilled my water, peed, and I saw a fighter jet cruise just right on by. It was so cool. I heard it first and I was like, where is it? Where is it? And I saw it. Sorry I didn't get my camera out. I was too busy enjoying it, but it was awesome. Now, back on the trail again. It's so freaking beautiful out here. So freaking beautiful. Still haven't seen another person. You could essentially hike to Stehekin from here. Made it to the top of Horsehead Pass, last pass of the trip, and now I think it's literally downhill and around that to get to Upper Eagle Lake, which is camp tonight. Made it to Upper Eagle Lake. The lake is that way. My camp is here. There was actually 3 or 4 tents that were set up right on the lake. So I'm not the only one here, but those are also the first humans I've seen this entire time. Not solo tonight, solo at this tent site, but it's kind of relieving because it's always nice to know that there's another human within yelling distance, just in case. I'm gonna have lunch, then I'll set up my tent, and then I'm gonna check out the lake. Today on the lunch menu, we're having trail pizza. So I've got my tortillas, I've got my pizza sauce, cheese, peppered salami, and I'm gonna put it all together and put it in my mouth. Tortilla, pizza sauce. I like it extra saucy. Smear the sauce around, add the cheese, add the peppered salami. I like to add 5 slices. Fold it up. So good. Feels so good to just be sitting and not hiking on a bunch of rocks going uphill. After I ate lunch, I went and explored around a little bit more to see if I could find a better tent site, and I did. I think this technically might be the horse camp, but there's no horses here, and I'm gonna take that spot right there with lakefront view. Check it out. Today was some fun hiking, 7 miles, 2,300 feet of elevation gain, 2 passes I hiked up and down. Feet are a little sore, but this makes it all worth it. Oh my gosh. Before having dinner, I treated myself to a chocolate chip cookie, which was now in pieces. Tonight for dinner was my very own freeze-dried Thanksgiving dinner that only required boiling water to cook. And it was so good. I finished dinner with more electrolytes, water to stay hydrated, and one of these fruit bars as a sweet treat. Once the sun went down, I called it a day and headed into my tent for the night. For breakfast this morning, I rehydrated my own freeze-dried chicken and dumplings. Then I did my morning camp chores like filter water, filled my water bottles, and prepped my electrolytes for my hike out. After breakfast, I packed up my pack, said goodbye to my campsite, and headed back out on the trail. That was my least favorite campsite of the 2. Not only were there a lot of people, but there were 2 off-leash dogs just roaming through the campground the entire time, barking, and one was trying to eat my food, one jumped on my tent. Like, it was just kind of a little chaotic. But nonetheless, still got a good night's sleep. It's about 8:30, all packed up, ready to go. 6 miles to the trailhead. didn't get it on camera because, well, it was the heat of the moment. I was trying to get off trail quickly, but saw a group of people riding horses coming up the trail. Just as I thought, this is the more popular trail that people come up, and me going clockwise is probably the least traveled way. But honestly, I think I prefer it. I like the way that I went. And it's fun to see people coming up as you're going out, especially when you're going downhill. People going uphill have the right of way. People on horses always have the right of way. That last interaction, I had to actually go up the trail a little bit to find a good place to get off the trail, and they were very appreciative. But I'm also more than happy to do that because I don't want to get kicked by a horse. Now completed the loop. This is where I started, the Martin Lakes Trail. This is where I just came off of, Eagle Lakes Trail. And now I go back to the Trailhead, which is Crater Creek Trail. A lot of trails, a lot of junctions on this one. You really have to pay attention to your navigation, but man, it is so worth it. Highly recommend the loop, especially going clockwise if you want a little bit more solitary experience. All right, let's get to the Trailhead. Cheers. It's now 11:30. It took me about 3 hours to get here, so 6 miles, most of it downhill. I'm going to enjoy my root beer. I changed my clothes because I am heading back home to Missoula today, so I have a 6.5 hour drive home. But I'm gonna stop somewhere for a burger and fries and hopefully wash my hands. That's my favorite thing to do after a trip, is wash my hands and then eat a delicious post-trip meal. What a great trip. I was really anxious with the weather and then never being here before, and then possibly being the only human out on trail. And honestly, it was awesome. And when I did finally see people, I was wishing for the no people-y experience. So I'm gonna get on the road so I can get my post-trip meal and then head home to Missoula.